Greetings, surface dwellers of the internet. I am the Cybermold. And our September started with a thunderstorm. Not all bad. I mean, we did discover which boxes needed new lids, and which tarps had holes in them to allow leakage into those boxes that needed new lids. So not a total loss. Even though we have a walnut orchard, even though we have a recovering walnut orchard, the first tree crop we have here on the farm is actually oak. What you see me harvesting here around the house is the California black oak, Quercus collogi. I'll get back to that, but first, an overview of oaks as a species. The genus name of Quercus is Latin for oak. How delightfully straightforward. Globally, there are about 500 species of oak, some of which are evergreens. All are considered hardwoods, and about 31% are threatened with extinction. Here in the United States of America, we have 16 oak species under conservational concern. The state of California is a little obsessive when it comes to its protection of native oak species. Example, the California Oak Woodlands Conservation Act provides protection for oak woodlands, as expected, mandating that any significant alteration or removal of oak trees may require a permit. The other major legislations being the California Environmental Quality Act and the California Endangered Species Act. And yes, it is the California Endangered Species Act that has gotten bees legally labeled as fish. Thank you, California court system. Thank you. We needed that. I'm sure we did. Individual counties and cities typically add their own regulations to the various state mandates concerning the removal and use of oaks. We often see things like, if you're removing a tree, you must add to a oak replacement fund or have a replacement oak available to be planted in a nearby alternate location. Here on the farm, we have no interest in removing any of our oaks. We actually want to be the ones selling those replacement seedlings or saplings that others need to have on standby when they remove their oaks. Human use of oak is delightfully varied, not only as building materials, but also in food production. The native sovereign nations of California have used acorns as a major food source. In Japan, there is a holiday food called kashiwa mochi, served on Children's Day, one of their holidays. The cork oak of Europe is used for bottle stopper manufacturing. Various oaks give certain flavors when smoking meats and cheeses, and in winemaking, a common decision that gets made is to use either French or American oak for barrels. If I use barrels here on the farm, which I hope to, again, turn into a winery, I will be using American oaks. Again, if I use barrels. Our oaks, the California black oak, is considered an ornamental or decorative tree with timber uses for construction and furniture. Initially, it was seen as a weed tree, and black oak was freely harvested in early California history, used mainly as fuels for steam donkeys within the much more profitable pine and fir wood industry. Later, black oak would also be suffering active eradication efforts by the state. These active eradication efforts ended in the 1960s when the weed tree status was changed. Today, black oak is roughly 29% of California's hardwood industry output. I now need to sort out the damaged or bug-eaten acorns for our own oak endeavors here in early October, because October holds several hopes, plans, and dreams for us here on the farm. To find out what these hopes, plans, and dreams are, please like, subscribe, and activate notifications. We are starting to run out of a year. How do we get bees labeled as fish?